There's something they never tell you about walking away, something that happens in the silence, in the space you create, when you stop chasing, when you stop explaining, when you finally let go. And if you're serious about understanding this, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share isn't surface level. This is about the psychology most men never learn. And you'll want to remember this. Let's talk about what really happens when you disappear. Not the fake disappearing, not the games, not the silent treatment designed to manipulate. I'm talking about real no contact. The kind where you genuinely move forward, where you're not waiting by the phone, not checking her social media at midnight, not asking mutual friends about her. You're actually gone. And here's the first thing you need to understand. Women don't come back because you ignored them. They come back because you changed, because something shifted in you, because the man who walked away isn't the same man she left. Let me explain what I mean. When most men lose a woman, they panic. They chase harder. They explain more. They apologize for things that weren't even their fault. They shrink themselves trying to fit her expectations. And every text, every call, every desperate attempt at contact does one thing. It confirms her decision to leave, because she's watching you prove that you need her more than you need yourself. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. But when you go silent, when you truly step back, something entirely different happens in her mind. First, there's relief. She thinks she's free. She thinks she made the right choice. She tells herself she's happier without you. Maybe she even celebrates a little, talks to her friends about how good it feels, posts on social media about new beginnings, about self-love and growth. And you know what? Let her, because that phase doesn't last. What comes next is curiosity. She starts wondering what you're doing, why you're not reaching out, why you haven't tried to win her back like the others did. And this eats at her more than you know. Because women are used to men chasing. They're used to being pursued, being wanted, being the center of attention. When you remove that attention completely, it creates a void. And that void becomes loud. She starts to question things. Did I matter to him at all? Is he already over me? Has he moved on that quickly? Is there someone else? Now notice what's happening here. You're not doing anything. You're just absent. But in that absence, she's creating stories. Stories where you're the main character. And this is where most men mess up. They think no contact is about making her miss you. It's not. It's about becoming someone worth missing. There's a massive difference. If you're sitting at home waiting for her to text, you've already lost. If you're checking if she viewed your story, you've already lost. If your entire life is on pause until she comes back, you've already lost, because she'll sense it. Women have radar for this. They can feel when you're just performing absence, when you're pretending to move on, when your silence is strategic instead of authentic. And that version doesn't work. Real no contact means you genuinely detach. You redirect your focus back to yourself, to your mission, to your purpose, to the life you were building before she became your entire world. And this is where the magic happens. Not because of some trick, but because you're finally doing what you should have been doing all along. You're choosing yourself. You're rebuilding your frame, your identity, your masculine core. And when a man does this, when he truly steps into his own power, he becomes magnetic, not just to her, to everyone around him. Because there's something about a man who knows his worth, who doesn't need validation, who isn't afraid to stand alone. It radiates. Now, let's talk about what she's experiencing on her end. After the curiosity phase comes comparison. She starts looking at the men around her, the ones giving her attention now, the ones trying to fill your space, and something feels off. They're too eager, too available, too desperate to please her. They don't challenge her like you did. They don't have that same presence, that same certainty. And this is where the real psychology kicks in. She begins to remember you differently. The arguments fade in her memory. The reasons she left become blurry. What she remembers instead are the moments you led, the times you held your ground, the way you made her feel safe. Not safe like comfortable, safe like she could surrender to your masculine energy, and she starts to realize something painful. She might have made a mistake. Now, here's what you need to understand. This isn't guaranteed. Some women never come back, and that's okay, because this process isn't about getting her back. It's about becoming a man who doesn't need her back. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes her want to return. Let me hit you with an uncomfortable truth, the version of you she left. She was right to leave him. He was probably too available, too accommodating, too willing to sacrifice his boundaries to keep her happy. He put her on a pedestal, made her the prize, made her the mission, and that killed her respect for him. Women don't want to be your everything. They want to be part of your everything. There's a difference. When you make her your world, you become small. When she's a part of your world, you become expansive. And expansion is attractive. Desperation is repulsive. So when you go no contact and actually build yourself, you're not playing a game. You're correcting a fundamental error. You're remembering that you're the prize too. That your time matters. Your energy matters. Your peace matters. And any woman who wants access to those things needs to earn it. Not through games, but through genuine reciprocity, through respect, through effort that matches yours. And when she reaches out, because many times she will, you'll be tested. This is the moment most men fail. She sends a casual text, something innocent, something that seems friendly, and he jumps at it, responds immediately, falls right back into old patterns, starts chasing again. And just like that, all the work is undone. Because she was testing to see if you've really changed, if you're really different now, or if the silence was just temporary, if you're still that same man she could control. Your response tells her everything. If you respond with the same neediness, she confirms you haven't grown. If you respond with indifference or games, she knows you're just playing tricks. But if you respond from a place of genuine groundedness, that's different. You're not cold. You're not desperate. You're just centered. You engage, but on your terms. You're friendly, but boundaried. You're open, but not available. And this communicates something powerful. It says, I'm good either way. I'm not waiting for you. I'm not against you. I'm just living my life. And if you want to be part of it, you're welcome, but I don't need you to be. That frame is everything. Because it's not about convincing her. It's about being the kind of man she naturally wants to be around. The kind she regrets losing. The kind she compares everyone else to. Now let's go deeper into why this works. On a biological level, women are wired to seek strong men, not strong like muscles, strong like emotional stability, strong like purpose, strong like self-respect. When you chase, you signal weakness. You signal that she's more valuable than you, that you need her more than she needs you. And evolution has trained women to pull away from that energy. It's not conscious, it's instinctive. But when you walk away with dignity, you signal the opposite. You signal abundance, you signal options, you signal that you value yourself enough to walk away from disrespect. And that triggers something primal in her. She starts to see you as higher value, as someone worth competing for, as someone who won't just accept scraps. And this is when the dynamic shifts. Suddenly, she's the one wondering if she's good enough for you. She's the one trying to prove her worth. She's the one initiating contact, asking to see you, wanting your time, your attention, your approval. The frame has completely flipped. And it happened because you stopped fighting for someone who wasn't fighting for you. You stopped negotiating your value. You stopped shrinking yourself. You just walked away and focused on your mission. But here's the part nobody talks about. By the time she comes back, you might not want her anymore. And that's not a bad thing. That's growth. Because real no contact changes you in ways you don't expect. It forces you to confront why you were so attached, why you tolerated disrespect, why you abandoned yourself for someone else. And when you answer those questions honestly, you realize you were operating from scarcity, from fear of being alone, from belief that she was your only option. But when you build yourself during no contact, that scarcity disappears. You start seeing options everywhere. You start realizing your worth. You start understanding that the right woman won't make you chase, won't make you beg, won't make you prove yourself constantly. She'll see your value and choose to stay, not because you convinced her, but because she genuinely wants to. And if the woman who left doesn't come back with that energy, you don't want her back anyway because you've outgrown the version of yourself that needed her validation. You've become the man who validates himself, who knows his worth without external confirmation, who can stand alone and be completely fine. And ironically, that's the most attractive thing you can be. So let's bring this together. Women come back after no contact because they feel the shift. They sense that you're different, that you're not the same man anymore, that you're not waiting around, not orbiting her life hoping for scraps. You're living, you're building, you're focused. And that focus, that mission, that self-respect draws them back in because it's rare. Because most men crumble when she leaves. Most men beg and plead and negotiate. Most men make themselves small and hope she'll take them back. But you didn't. You walked away, you chose yourself, you became more, and that makes all the difference. But remember this final point. Her coming back isn't the goal. You becoming the man who doesn't need her to come back. That's the goal. Because when you reach that place, you win either way. If she comes back, you evaluate whether she deserves the new you. If she doesn't, you've already moved on to better things, better women, better opportunities, a better life. You're no longer reactive. You're no longer desperate. You're no longer lost without her. You're grounded in yourself, in your purpose, in your mission. And that's the real power of no contact. It's not about her. It never was. It's about you reclaiming yourself, your time, your energy, your masculine frame. And when you do that, everything else falls into place. So if you're going through this right now, stay strong. Don't break the silence for validation. Don't check on her to see if she misses you. Don't post things hoping she'll notice. Just disappear into your purpose. Build yourself into someone you're proud of, someone who doesn't need anyone else to feel complete. And watch what happens, not just with her, but with your entire life. Because a man on a mission is unstoppable, and that's exactly what you're becoming. Now, if this resonated with you, if you're committed to this path of growth and self-respect, hit that subscribe button, because I'll be here breaking down the psychology, the truth, and the strategies that actually work. This is your journey. Own it.